Welcome back to another crochet tutorial with Cozy Rosie UK. Now today I'm going to be showing you how you can make your very own peacock fan square. I love the vintage feel to this square with these giant peacock fan stitches. It gives me a sense of the roaring 20s and that Art Deco period. Now before we get started, I'd like you to hit that subscribe button, of course the notification bell, so that you never miss out another one of my crochet tutorials or free patterns again. Now this square is being released as part of the Hodgepodge Blanket Crochet Along. If you've missed any of the squares that are featured in this event, there's no need to worry, they're all available on the YouTube channel, and of course you can view the written patterns over on the blog too. You'll find the link to both the written pattern for this square and the list of all the 30 squares that are being released as part of the Hodgepodge Blanket Crochet Along linked below in the description box. Let's find out the materials we need to make our very own peacock fan square. So the materials that you're going to need for the peacock fan square is going to be any Aran weight yarn or any worsted weight yarn, a size 4 basically. Now I'm using my champagne white, which is shade number 202, to make this square, and I'm going to be using the recommended hook size as well, which is a 5mm crochet hook. I've got a darning needle and a pair of scissors, nice and simple, a 1 colour square for me. So gather those materials and let's get started. This square is worked in rows, so we're going to start by making our chain. So we've made our slip knot, pop that onto our hook, ready to make our chain. So our chain we're going to make is 29. So we yarn over the hook, bring our hook through the loop on our hook to create our chain, and we're going to make a chain of 29. Once you've completed yours, come on back and we'll continue with the rest of row 1. Once we have our chain of 29, we begin by working into our second chain from hook. So remembering that this loop does not count, there's our first chain. We're going to work underneath this first chain here, and we're going to start by making 1 single crochet, so that's a US single crochet, followed by 1 single crochet into each of the next 2. So we've done our first single crochet, we're going to work 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 chains. So that's number 2, and then we're going to skip 5. So we're going to skip 5 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to be working the US double treble crochet, which is bigger than the US treble crochet. And for those of you who are used to your UK terms, this is the triple treble, or the treble treble. I can never remember which is the right way of saying it. So that means we're going to wrap the yarn around our hook quite a number of times. So 1, 2, 3 times, so that we can do that triple, or in the US they call it the double. So we're going to wrap our yarn around the hook 3 times and then skip 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ready to work into this next one. And to insert my hook underneath there, and just like with any of our taller stitches, we're simply going to yarn over and pull through 2 each time until we finish with just 1 loop on our hook. So we're going to bring our yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that is the triple treble, or the US double treble there. Now we're going to work 13 of these into the same chain space. So that's number 1. So we're going to get very good at these. We wrap the yarn around the hook 3 times and reinsert our hook, yarn over and bring our loop up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 2. So yes, we need 13 of these. So wrap that yarn around the hook 3 times and we'll do it again. So yarn over to bring your loop up, so you've got 5 loops on your hook, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. So you're looking for 13 of these. Remember not to count your chains. We've already got 3, so we need to do 10 more. Wrap that yarn around the hook 3 times and pull through 2 until you have just 1 loop remaining. So continue until you have all 13. It will fill up pretty quickly, and I'll meet you back in a moment. So I have 13, but I wanted to show you what mine looked like before I straighten out my chain. So once we straighten our chain out, that lovely, massive, supersized shell doesn't distort our chain quite as much. I hope you enjoyed making those double trebles. So used to saying triple treble, I don't know, because it just sounds so much bigger. Now these taller stitches aren't everybody's favourite, and I completely appreciate that. But this is a great opportunity just to kind of put in a bit of practice about making them as neat as we possibly can. They're not going to be perfect every single time, but it's just about practicing new stitches each time. So once we've got those 13, we're going to skip the next 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then into number 6, we're just going to work 1 single crochet. And then we're going to repeat from the beginning. So we're going to skip the next 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we're going to do it. We're going to work 13 double trebles into that 6th chain along. There we go. All into that same chain. So we need another 13 double trebles into that next chain. My little top tip here, I'm just moving my fingers up as I pull through all the various loops. So I start with kind of holding the chain to put the first one. I've got quite a lot of tension on my yarn so they're not too sloppy, and move my fingers up. So continue to work. So you have a total of 13 double trebles, and I will meet you back in a moment for the rest of row 1. So I have my next 13 double trebles all worked there, just making sure my chain's not too twisted. It's gone in between somehow, so let me just untwist that. See, it all happens to us all. Obviously if you were to lay it flat, that's what it should look like. So you've got your 2 massive shells here, and what we're going to do is we're going to skip the next 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to single crochet into the last 2 chains. That's 1 and 2. So at the end of row 1 you should have 2 giant shells, and you've got 2 single crochets either side and 1 in the middle. Going into row 2, we start by making a chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now that chain 5 counts as a double treble, so we're going to start the row with a further double treble into the same as that chain 5 we've just made. So wrap the yarn around the hook 3 times, ready to work our double treble. And then into the next stitch we're going to work 2 double trebles. Just remembering to wrap that yarn around the hook 3 times, then yarn over and pull through 2 until you have just 1 loop remaining. We then work a chain of 4, and we're going to skip 6 double trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to work 1 single crochet into the top of that 7th double treble. We then chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're then going to work into this single crochet here at the in between these 2 giant shells, and we're going to work 1, 2, 3. Oh dear, yeah, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to work 1 double treble into the top of that single crochet, a chain 1 and another double treble into the same stitch. Oops. We then make a chain of 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're going to skip the next 6 double trebles again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to work into the top of that 7th double treble, working 1 single crochet. We then make a chain of 4, and then we have our three remaining stitches, 1, 2, 3, and what we're going to work is 1 double treble into each of the next 2. And another one into the next. And then in that last stitch, we work 2 double trebles. So at the end of row 2, you might need to flatten things out a little bit, just so they've got, there we are, all in the right spaces. You've now got some surroundings to the beautiful arches, is all I can say to that. So for row 3, we start with a chain of 1, turn our work, and this chain 1 does not count as a stitch. We're going to work 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. That's 2 and 3, and then we're going to skip our double treble and our chain 4, ready to work into the top of this single crochet. And guess what we're going to work into the top of that single crochet? Another 13 double treble crochets. So work all your 13 double trebles, and I will meet you in a moment for the remainder of row 2. Once you've worked your 13 double trebles, we're going to work 1 single crochet into that chain 1 space, and then we're ready to skip the next chain 4 space and work 13 further double trebles into the next single crochet. So work your 13 double treble crochets, and I'll meet you for the remainder of row 3. Once we've worked those 13 double trebles, we're going to skip this first double treble underneath and work 1 single crochet into each of the next or last 3 stitches. I lie it flat because I just can't bear to show it to you all floppy like that. There we go. So at the end of row 3, you're going to have your very, very pretty peacock fan. Now, as you continue to work this, and when we put our edging along the bottom, I assure you this will be a lot flatter. Also, there might need to be a little bit of encouragement with some steam blocking once you've finished this square. So for rows 4 to 9, we're simply going to repeat rows 2 and 3. So row 2 was we worked the chain 5. If I flip it over, it makes more sense. So for row 2, we do a chain of 5, followed by a double treble in the same, 2 double trebles in the next, and then we work a chain of 4, 1 single crochet into that middle double treble, chain 4, and then we work into that 1 single crochet that we had in the middle. We do a double treble, chain 1, double treble, chain 4, 1 single crochet into that 7th double treble along, chain 4, double treble, 2 double trebles, so we have 4 each side. So continue to repeat rows 2 and 3. Remember, don't worry, they are time stamped below for you as well, so you can follow along until you have a total of 9 rows, and then we can continue on to our edging, which will help resolve any issues along the bottom we have here. So I just completed my final repeat of row 2, so I'm now ready to work on my edging. Just show you what my square really looks like, so please don't worry, you're not the only one. So that we can add our edging to the right side of our project, we're going to work a chain of 1 and then turn, and we're going to work 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, and let's do the next one as well, 4, why not? We're then going to work 3 single crochets into the next chain 4 space. We work 1 single crochet into the next stitch and a further 3 single crochets into the next chain 4 space. We work 1 single crochet into the next stitch, 1 into the next chain 1 space and a further into the next stitch. And we're going to work a further 3 single crochets into the next chain 4 space. One single crochet into the top of that stitch, a further 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3, and then we have our last 4 stitches where we're going to work 1 single crochet into each. So that gives us a stitch count of 25 along the top of our square. Once we've worked those 25, we can work our corner. So we're going to chain 1 and work a further single crochet into that last stitch. And then we can continue to work down the side of our project. And we're going to work evenly, working 25 single crochets around the edges, well, around these posts, and into the ends of these rows. So work your 25 stitches and I'll meet you for our next corner. Once you've reached your corner, we're going to work 1 single crochet, a chain 1 and a further single crochet into that last space. Mine's where my slip knot is. And then we're going to work 25 single crochets evenly across the bottom as well. Just working 1 single crochet into each of these last few stitches, and that will take me to my 25s. And I'm ready to work my corner in the bottom of this last section here. So I'm working 1 single crochet, a chain 1 and a further single crochet. So all that's left to do is to work our final set of 25 along the side of these rows again. And I'll meet you at the very top, ready to slip stitch join so we can fasten off. I'm just ready to work my last corner into the top of this first stitch. There's 1 single crochet and a chain 1, followed by a further single crochet, and then I'm ready to join to that first stitch of the row. I'm just going to fasten off and then willingly show you the state of my square, because it's going to need some blocking. This one, because of the tall stitches and the placement of all of these double trebles, a little bit of steam is going to work wonders. So you're going to need to pin your edges nice and straight, get it to the size that you need it to be, and then everything will just lay a little bit nicer. So obviously this is actually one of my favourite stitch patterns. It reminds me of the 1920s, or that flapper era, the beautiful, just stunning nature of everything that was shown in those 1930s kind of Art Deco periods. I hope you've enjoyed this square and you're not too unhappy with your finished product. You will need to block it. It is one of those squares, unfortunately, but I'm looking forward to seeing your finished results. And getting ready with one more square to go tomorrow before we're ready to join our blanket. So it's steam blocking, and I will see you tomorrow for another one of our crochet tutorials.